Hey, what's good, everyone? This is Kai. Sorry for the late post or what have you. Things have been hectic. Um, so this week's topic is working and going to school as trans, um, as well as how was your Thanksgiving. My Thanksgiving was just another day at work. I don't celebrate Thanksgiving, but it was definitely a quiet one, so I kind of enjoyed it. I didn't do shit, which kind of is backfiring me at right now. So that's why things are a little bit hectic. So I'm trying to play catch up with school, but I enjoyed my time. So it is what it is. Um, I'm in the closet, people. In the closet, literally and physically. Yes. Um, both at work, both at in school. So school wise, because I'm not like, I just go there for my classes to keep it moving. I'm not really interacting with too many people. um, Professors still refer to me as she, because it was just up until recently I started binding, and because I am big chested, it kind of feels hard to be going by he when I'm not binding. So it's just like, and I had problems with that as well, and I just didn't want to explain myself. And so that's why I really didn't come out or correct or what have you. I just sucked it up, and it's still like, it bothers me. But the semester's almost over, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks. So that'll be all set. When I go start the next semester, that'll be different. Working. I'm in the closet too. Again, because I wasn't binding, because I wasn't whatever else. So it was a little harder for me to kind of correct people. I just was not comfortable. I'm still not comfortable in a lot of ways. Um, Body image is definitely something that I'm working on, and I can definitely see the progress. Um, Both at school and work, things have changed. As far as like physical appearances, and so people, it kind of raises questions to some people. The haircut, because I had locks, was a dead giveaway, I guess. I mean, I wouldn't even say that, because that wasn't the reason why I cut my hair. Because I think it doesn't matter if you have long, short hair. If you're male, you're male. You're female, you're female. Either way, so it doesn't even matter. That just all depends on how you identify yourself. But the name change, had people like, huh? But they didn't really want to ask me. Where I work at, there is two other trans women here. Well, trans women. Two other trans people here. Not that, it just sounds weird saying two other trans women. It kind of implies that I'm a trans woman, but I'm not. There's two other transgender individuals here. And so when one of them, because she started her transition earlier than the other one, I'm not sure if she actually came out. I knew she was trans, so I just upright and asked her, what's your chosen name? I refuse to call you by your given name if that's not what you're going by. And I've always referred to her as she. So, I mean, things happened with her as far as people deliberately calling by her by her birth name, or calling her he when clearly she's a she, or whatever. And it was just like, or when a couple of other employees will be like, they'll either be in the lunchroom or whatever, and they would be talking about her or whatever, and it's just like, yeah, no. So I've always made it a point to kind of correct them in regards to her, because she was out. So yeah. So things changed. They refer to her as she, although on her ID card it still says, the birth name. So I'm like, yeah, I changed that really quickly. But once I changed my name, because it's such a, I guess because I go by an abbreviated form of my name. It's a androgynous name. So people, they were questioning, but they didn't put too much into it. But one of the women who is transgender I had said something, in regards to the clinic that she goes to, and I said, well, why don't you go I was pretty much advertising for my clinic or whatever. So, because they were more transgender friendly, that's, it's just the fact. And so she had asked me a couple of questions, and she just came on and asked me, was I trans? And I'm like, yes, I'm trans, and so, and like, I don't work with her. So there was this, when I do work with her, or when I have worked with her after coming out to her, we would, because we're not in the same department, so we would pass each other or what have you. And there was this one time up in the front, and we're just like, because we're kind of relaxed sort of bit. We all have our little, like, people we don't like, whatever. It's a small group of employees here. So someone had said something in regards to me, or referring to me as she, and she's from, I forgot what country in South America. So she has a thick accent. She's still learning, like, different words or whatever. And she was like, what do you mean she? Who is she? You talking to me? I'm the only she. And it was just like really, really funny. And I just, stood back and was just like listening and watching to her, her dramatic, gestures and all this other stuff, because she's just hilarious and I love her. And so, she started doing that, and people, they haven't quite come and asked me, and I haven't quite came and told them, so it's just like, whatever, at this point. I'm not really too focused here. I'm too busy trying to get the fuck out of here as soon as possible. So, I mean, my next job, that'll be something entirely different. But I think it all has to do with how I, feel within my own skin, and I'm not quite comfortable. So, and it kind of reflects, if you really pay attention, I guess. So I hope that kind of gives you a glimpse as to how I deal with it, or what my environment is like in those two different instances. So I hope all is well, and I will talk to you guys soon. Peace and blessings.